Let me tell you something that most men don't realize. She's not addicted to your looks. She's not hooked on your money or your charm or how often you text her. She's addicted to how you make her feel, because feelings are the real addiction. And the men who understand this, they don't chase. They pull quietly, calmly, powerfully. And today, I'll show you 3 beautiful behaviors that make her crave your presence. Think about you before she sleeps and miss you when you're gone, even when she won't admit it. This isn't about manipulation. This is about energy. It's about how your behavior shapes her emotional world to the point where your absence starts echoing louder than your words. Let's begin. Behavior 1, the calm mystery. Let me tell you something about attraction that most men never get. It's not your words that she remembers. It's your silence, your energy, the way you walk into a room and somehow shift the air without trying. You see, there's a kind of man who doesn't rush to fill every quiet moment. He doesn't talk just to be heard. He doesn't text to prove he cares. He's calm, but not boring, grounded, but not cold, mysterious, but not fake. That's the man who pulls her in without chasing her. That's the calm mystery. Here's how it works. Most guys become predictable too fast. They text every morning, call every night, say the same things, show up the same way, and slowly she gets used to it. Not because she doesn't appreciate it, but because it's expected. And what's expected rarely excites us. Human beings, especially women, are wired for emotional novelty. They crave small doses of uncertainty. That feeling of not knowing what's next. It's not manipulation. It's chemistry. The brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to addiction. Not when something happens, but when something might happen. So when you're calm, when your energy doesn't demand attention, but quietly commands it, her mind starts doing something interesting. It starts wondering, where's he gone? What's he thinking about? Why does he feel so different? That wondering becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes fascination, and fascination becomes addiction. But here's the catch. Your mystery only works if it's backed by substance. You can't disappear because you're bored or playing games. You disappear because you're living. You're building something. You're growing. You're spending time on your goals, your health, your peace. When you do that, your absence stops feeling like rejection. It feels like purpose. She starts realizing that your attention is valuable, not guaranteed. And that's what makes her crave it more. So stop being predictable. Stop over-explaining. Stop chasing her curiosity. Earn it. Because mystery isn't about hiding who you are. It's about showing that you don't need her validation to feel complete. And that, my friend, is magnetic. That's the calm mystery, a quiet storm she can't ignore, a peaceful energy she can't quite explain, and a presence that lingers even when you're gone. Behavior 2, emotional authority. Now, let's talk about something deeper, something most men confuse for control. It's not about being dominant or hard or alpha. It's about emotional authority. What does that mean? It means being the emotional anchor in the room, the one who stays steady when things get messy, the one who doesn't get pulled into drama, but also doesn't run from it. When a woman meets a man like that, it shakes her because so many men mirror her emotions. She gets upset, he gets defensive, she feels anxious, he tries to fix it, she tests his patience, and he breaks. But the man with emotional authority, he doesn't get reactive, he gets clear. He listens when she talks, but he doesn't lose himself in her words. He cares when she's upset, but he doesn't become her emotional sponge. He stays calm even when she's emotional. And that calm becomes contagious. See, women don't fall for men who compete with their emotions. They fall for men who lead them through it. Let's be real. Women will test you, not because they're cruel, but because they want to feel your strength. They want to know you can handle their chaos without losing your balance. When you stand firm, when you don't chase her approval, when you express your truth without fear, she feels safe even when she's mad. And safety is the root of attraction, not money, not looks, not words, emotional safety. It's when she feels like no matter what mood she's in, your energy doesn't collapse. You don't punish her with silence. You don't overreact. You stay centered, patient, collected. That's when she respects you. And respect always comes before love. So stop trying to impress her. Start grounding her. Be the emotional thermostat, not the thermometer. Because when you master your emotions, you automatically master hers. And that's not manipulation, that's leadership. Emotional authority isn't loud, it's calm, it's confident, it's quiet control. The kind that makes her stop mid-sentence and think, wait, why does this man feel so safe? That's when she starts falling, not for your words, but for your energy. Behavior 3, controlled vulnerability. Most men either hide everything or share everything, and both extremes ruin attraction. See, true connection doesn't come from overexposure, it comes from earned access. Controlled vulnerability is when you let her see your depth, but only in pieces. You show emotion, but you don't drown in it. You talk about your past, but you don't turn it into therapy. You open up, but not to be saved. B, let's be real. Women are emotional creatures. Yes, but they don't want to carry your emotions. They want to feel them, understand them, and trust them. And trust only grows when vulnerability is balanced with strength. So when she asks you about your story, don't rush to spill every wound. Speak from reflection, not from pain. You can say, yeah, I've been through things, but I'm not defined by them. Simple, honest, strong. That's controlled vulnerability. It's not hiding your truth. It's managing it. Because when you're too closed off, she feels blocked. She can't read you. She assumes you're cold or detached. But when you're too open, she starts to feel responsible for your emotions and attraction dies. The balance is this. You give her enough to feel connected, but you hold enough back to make her earn your trust. And the more she earns, the more she values it. That's how emotional addiction forms, not from games, but from genuine intimacy. That feels rare. She becomes addicted not to your story, but to the feeling of being the only one who truly knows you. And that's a powerful space to be in. So remember this. Don't hide behind walls, but don't open all your doors either. Let her knock, let her wait, let her deserve entry. Controlled vulnerability isn't weakness. It's emotional intelligence with boundaries. And that balance between softness and strength, that's what women crave, but rarely find. Because the truth is, when you show your heart without losing your edge, you become unforgettable. Now listen carefully. You don't make a woman addicted by being perfect. You make her addicted by being real, calm, grounded, mysterious, yet open. A man who knows when to speak and when to stay silent, who gives just enough to make her feel connected, but not so much that she stops chasing your depth. See, the truth is, a woman doesn't fall in love with a man who gives her everything. She falls for the man who gives her peace and challenge at the same time. Peace in his presence and challenge in his energy. When you have emotional authority, you become her safety. When you have calm, mystery, you become her curiosity. And when you show controlled vulnerability, you become her emotional home. That's the balance. That's what makes her feel something she's never felt before. Not chaos, not lust, not confusion, but a deep, unexplainable connection. And that connection, once it happens, it doesn't fade. It stays in her body, in her memory, in her thoughts. You become that calm voice. She can't replace that energy. She starts craving, but you can't fake it. You can't act mysterious if your life is empty. You can't act strong if you haven't learned discipline. You can't be emotionally safe for her if you're emotionally lost yourself. That's why this isn't about getting her. It's about building you. Because when you become that kind of man, the one who leads with calm energy, quiet confidence, and grounded depth, you won't have to chase connection. Connection will chase you. So before you try to make her addicted to your presence, make yourself addicted to your growth. That's the secret Sadia always teaches. You attract what you reflect. Be the peace she can't find elsewhere. Be the mystery that keeps her curious. Be the man who feels like home in a chaotic world. And watch how she looks at you differently. Watch how she softens around you. Watch how her energy changes when your energy walks in. That's not charm. That's alignment. And once you understand that, you'll never chase again. If this message hits something inside you, if it reminded you of the man you want to be, type calm energy in the comments right now, because this isn't just talk, this is transformation. And if you're serious about becoming that high value man, the kind of man who leads with grace, not ego, then subscribe to Echoes of Stoicism, because here we don't teach tricks or pick up lines. We teach psychology, we teach presence, we teach energy. Every week we go deeper, not into what to say, but into who to become, because attraction starts there with you. So if you're ready, welcome to the new era of masculinity. Quiet, grounded, addictive. That's Echoes of Stoicism.